The 2K Sports pregame show, presented by Kia.
Welcome back to the NBA on 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson, Kenny the Jet Smith, Shaquille O'Neal. And we've now reached critical mass for this very exciting NBA season. Tonight's broadcast will feature the Milwaukee Bucks as they go up against the Brooklyn Nets. Not an easy stretch of basketball lately for the Nets. They'd love to get back on a winning track. 7 losses in their last 8 games. That is not going to get it done, and they know it. Jason Kidd and winning have gone together throughout his entire playing career. And it's been the case so far with his coaching career as well, hasn't it, Shaq?
Yeah, it reminds me of the great Phil Jackson. He could be tough on his players, but he's really fair with them. Values defense and playmaking from his group.
Yeah, one thing you could say about Kidd, early on in his coaching career, that teams tended to overachieve. But now he's exceeding expectations.
This kid can coach.
Even though they're like getting killed right now. But
all valid points. Here's Kevin Harlan.
Why are you always kidding around?
For a win against an Eastern Conference rival, the Milwaukee Bucks are ready for this thing to get started. We're all set to bring you NBA action. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg and our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. You look at the Nets. They're still looking to settle into the new season, working on improving their record with each opportunity to try to pick up some wins.
And this is the second meeting of 4. And having lost that first one, this one really important. You don't want to dig a hole and allow them to take a mental edge over you.
Hey, being down 2-0 is certainly not what they're looking for. It's just a matter of them studying that last meeting, learning from their mistakes, and then making the necessary changes and adjustments.
We've got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. Setting the floor for the Bucks. Filling out the wings, it's Middleton and Antetokounmpo. Parker and Henson, the duo inside. And it's Dellavedova in at point. Now Dellavedova after the missed 3 from Lopez. And stolen by Booker. And here we go. Brooklyn fast break. Here's Foy. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. He's getting his first free throw attempt of the night right now. Free throw good, 4.
You know, the Bucks only have one title in their history as a franchise, but what a title it was, led by my favorite player of all time, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, known as Lou Alcindor back in the day. Teamed up with the veteran Oscar Robertson, the Big O, to bring the Bucks that first title.
And Foy, it's both of them. And you have to mention that 1971 title run by the Bucks. They were a force nobody could stop. Swept the finals in 4 games straight over the Baltimore Bullets.
Yeah, had 66 wins in that season as well, guys, and that was early in my formative years as a basketballer. Actually, when I first started locking into the NBA, a big Lou Alcindor fan. He was the 71 MVP in that championship year for the Bucks, and then he'd go on to win another MVP the following season. And ironically, those are the only 2 MVP trophies that a Buck has ever received.
2 on none, no one back to stop this. Hollis Jefferson can't hit.
Those are chances. Almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
Parker's shot is off.
They really depend on him to convert those chances. A lot of times, even with solid D draped on him, they expect him to make it.
Lopez outside. Pass to 4. The Nets working the ball around now. 5 on the clock. The Nets need to get a shot off here. And Henson pulls it down.
And sometimes he can hit that deep 3, but it's not a high percentage shot for him.
Yeah, even for him, that's out of his range.
Foy, the pass to Lopez. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed. All right, well, look at how the hustle game has been going for the Nets.
Well, I think the defensive aggressiveness on display here has caught him off guard, playing airtight defense and coming up with the steal.
Yeah, and one thing, Clark, I've noticed is how quick their hands have been tonight. Thanks to that, they've gotten a lot of points off of turnover.
Brooklyn leading by 5 to the inside.
Whoa! Talk about bringing it.
Incredible reverse throwdown. Excellent body control.
And guys, I'd even go as far to say that was a punctuation dunk.
Memorable. Keep that one in the career highlight reel for sure.
And the highlight reel replay brought to you by Kia. Good stuff on that Kia Slam Cam. About 3 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Antetokounmpo uses the glass to finish the layup. Antetokounmpo's got his second basket of the night. Here's Whitehead, defended by Dellavedova. The 10-footer. And it's Lopez again missing. Bucks trail by 5. Parker outside, goes up to the stripe. Good D by Booker. Now, here is Ford, defended by Middleton. Passes it to Lopez. That one dropped for his second bucket. Mark him 2 for 4.
And amidst the tall timber, he's right at home, extremely comfortable. Lopez getting it done.
Now here is Dellavedova. Defense is right there. And Middleton kicks to Parker. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Good, and the assist goes to Middleton. Parker's got his first basket of the night. Nets leading by 5. Here's Whitehead. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. Lopez right side. Bank shot, no good. Bucks have gotten 3 of 8 shots to fall for them here in the first quarter. Out to the right wing. Dellavedova dishes to Henson. Unable to get that one. And Brooklyn will now go the other way with it. Last game matched up with the Clippers. A tough loss there.
And I don't care how much you grind it out defensively. When you shoot it that poorly, you're going to struggle to win games.
Well, it's not only going to be a struggle, it's going to be virtually impossible if you shoot as poorly as they did.
The Nets have gone 2 for 2 in the game at the line. Free throw good, 4. So he hits 1 of 2 from the stripe.
And when the Nets hired Kenny Atkinson as their coach, it signaled a bit of a culture change. No more going for that big-name coach to make a splash as they had done in the past. Went out and got a lead assistant from an organization that had found consistent success.
And there is definitely a culture change right now underway in Brooklyn. Atkinson fits right in with what they're trying to accomplish on that front with his work ethic.
Yeah, I don't know Kenny Atkinson, but everybody who does will tell you that he's a tireless worker as a coach. Puts in a lot of hours and studies film as much as he can. He's really done his part in the grind of the NBA world to get his chance to be a head coach. The fact that nothing was easy on his journey should serve him well.
And both free throws good for Dellavedova.
He has such terrific form and consistency on his free throws. Beautiful to watch.
Let's send it over to David Aldridge, who caught up with head coach Kenny Atkinson. DA.
Well, Kevin, he said for them to be successful, they have to act like, and I quote, a swarm of angry bees, unquote, every time the ball goes into the post. If they don't, he thinks they're going to be in for a long night. Kevin?
All right, David, thanks.
Just doing the job on the backboard.
Yeah, they sure are. I mean, they've done a terrific job carving out space under the basket and then pursuing the ball. You know, it's one thing to box out, but you've got to pursue the ball if you're going to get rebounds. And they look strong here in the early going.
Here's 4. Jabari Parker making his last shot. Lopez a screen from downtown. And again, no good by Brooklyn. The Bucks trail. Antetokounmpo kicks to Henson, and John Henson with the slam.
And Antetokounmpo is a fantastic player, folks. I mean, he's got ridiculous vision, excellent size and length, and just a superb passer.
There's Whitehead. Booker the pass to Whitehead. Lopez outside. The pass to Hollis Jefferson. Clock at 4. Antetokounmpo on the double team. With the shot. And the Nets miss again.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
Back to Middleton. And a great assist by Antetokounmpo as that one goes in.
Oh, I love the concentration and focus of Middleton. Knock him around, get physical with him, doesn't bother him at all. He still knocks down the jump shot right in your face.
Yeah, you can see they gave up a lot of points here in this run, and he just wants to break the momentum before this thing gets out of hand.
And, you know, that's a huge part of a coach's job, making sure you keep your guys in the best position possible at all times. So I like this timeout.
And a new group out there on the floor for the Nets.
Let's take a look at what the last month has looked like for the Bucks as far as NBA stats go. Second in assists, second in steals, and they're ranked 3rd overall in team offense. This is a team that knows how to put the ball in the basket, and really that's their strong suit.
And let's go back to their assists for a second. When you're sharing the ball like they have, I think it really builds chemistry and trust. This is a group that really plays for each other.
Here's LeVert. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 8 points a game. Here's Hamilton. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Hamilton's got the game tied up here for the Nets.
Yeah, another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively here so far.
Now here's Teletovic. His last outing, he had 8 points. And Teletovic throws it down.
Really good awareness right there on the assist.
So it's Brooklyn now. Here's LeVert over to the left wing. Kick out to Hamilton. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Now here's Goodwin, covered by Teletovic. Just 4 to shoot. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. We take a second here to take a look at the shot chart.
And the three-point game stands out as a major sore spot. It just has not been falling for him. I think at this point you start to get away from that shot. Try to engage in other parts of the offense. You don't want to hurt your team if that long ball isn't there.
Milwaukee in the lead. The feed to Maker. Here's Brogdon. Pass to Maker. He dishes it to Teletovic. Here's Brogdon. A strong finish under heavy pressure all over. Brogdon's got his first bucket of the night.
And boy, did he ever sell the pump fake. Worked to absolute perfection.
LeVert the pass to Goodwin. To the middle. Here's Nicholson. That's tipped.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
Yeah, sensational is a really good word for it, Greg. They're tearing it up on the glass.
With this break in the action, we can see the top passing teams in the league, courtesy of the 2K leaderboard. The Bucks second.
And a team that shares the ball will create opportunities for the right player to score.
He misses the free throw. And he's good on the second. After their move to Brooklyn, the Nets went with an all-in approach. Sold their future to try and put a title team together. Came up well short. Now they're left to rebuild.
Now the Nets have scrapped that approach, it seems, and it couldn't come at a better time. Learned some lessons from trying to sell their picks and future for a quick playoff run. New management and a new coach have said they are committed to doing things the right way, even if it is slower.
So it's the Bucks now. After the basket by Brooklyn. Shot clock at 5. Got a hand on it. They retain possession. No good from Beasley.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be, because he is so strong in the paint.
The dish to Goodwin. Feeds it to Hamilton. And out of bounds as the Bucks gain possession. Now we get a chance to check out the standings out east. Already we are in December. You look at the Bucks, off to a great start this season, currently in second. And of course, there's the Nets, 8.5 games behind them.
Yeah, I think for the Nets, it's been a disastrous start to the season for them. They can't buy a win.
Yeah, and you know what? For a team that's desperately trying to get things turned around, this kind of start makes the job almost impossible.
Now here's Beasley. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Here's Kilpatrick to the left wing. They set the screen. Milwaukee with the rebound. Tough loss coming against Cleveland in their last game played.
And listen, you have to take advantage of the freebies. And on that night, they did not. And that is why they just could not recover.
Exactly. I mean, they left too much cheese at the foul line. And in the end, it mattered on the scoreboard and cost them. You know, that's a case there, Kevin, of him making a pass to a spot, and then he let his teammate run right into it. Well executed.
Dishes it to Snell. Here's Maker. LeVert grabs the miss. Nets trail by 3. 1:37 left to play in the first quarter. Here's Brogdon, tipped away to the inside. Teletovic in the corner, drills it from outside. Teletovic has got 5.
There's a chance he could have a big game if they don't D him up more tightly on the perimeter.
And Clark, I felt like that was a one-time mistake. They've got to know to pay more attention to him than that.
Now here's Goodwin. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Maker with the ball. Now Hamilton defending. Snell dishes to Beasley. It's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. And the Bucks are a team that really doesn't rely on the three-pointer. They're looking to get to the rim and attack it whenever they get a chance.
And that flies in the face of conventional wisdom in this day and age. The Bucks actually were dead last in attempted threes last season by a wide margin. Several teams in the league took twice as many threes as the Bucks did. And part of it is because the Bucks aren't that great at making threes. Not terrible, but their personnel doesn't lend itself to a lot of three-point shots.
And that one misses. And he sinks the second. Nets trail by 7. Here's Kilpatrick. Pass to LeVert. 46 seconds left in the first quarter. Excellent D there from Beasley.
It's not winning basketball when you're attempting shots like that.
Yeah, come on now. You got to remember it's a team game. He's got 4 teammates out there with him. I don't think he needs to try to do it all by himself like that. His touch has disappeared on him this quarter. He just hasn't been able to get it going.
And that's a foul called on Archie Goodwin. That'll be his second foul of the game. Bucks leading by 7. There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock. Down low, here's Brogdon, and he floats in for the easy 2. Credit the assist on that one.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
Just his first attempt. It's deflected. And we've reached the end of the first quarter. The Bucks on top. They lead by 9. 2K Sports back in a moment here in Brooklyn. And we heard from John Henson before the game, a player on the rise. He feels he still has a lot to prove.
Defensively, offensively, I think I'm better offensively than people give me credit for, and I'm stronger than I look. And that's something that I'm trying to prove this year, as I've been proving the last 3 or 4, so it's going to be fun.
Well, it sounds like he still feels like he has something to prove, Greg, but seems to me he's already known for being that kind of guy.
Yeah, that's a great point. Anybody who plays against him knows he looks plenty strong when you're banging with him. But if he needs to push and motivate himself by playing with a chip on his shoulder, well, a lot of guys have gone a long, long way in this league using that method.
Welcome back, everyone. A lopsided first quarter in the books already as we start the second quarter. When you consider how the Bucks are doing, what do you guys think?
I just don't know that you're going to see a better quarter defensively than what we saw in the first.
Really a big part of why they're on top here. The defense has been on point.
They've got Brook Lopez. Foyle is out there with Whitehead. Then there's Trevor Booker. And it's Hollis Jefferson in at the 3 slot. That's the Nets 5 as we get into the second quarter.
Boy, they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing that ball into the paint. Smash mouth basketball.
And Clark, it's a strategy that has served them well during the course of this first half.
Here's Antetokounmpo, and the slam dunk by Antetokounmpo.
I tell you, that's why Antetokounmpo is so feared league-wide. I mean, when he's close to the rim, he's most likely going to flush it on you.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
We all remember Linsanity, don't we, Kevin, a few years ago? Jeremy Lin is indeed the NBA's first American player of Chinese or Taiwanese descent. He's had to overcome his share of skeptics who thought he didn't look the part of an NBA player. In fact, the first day he reported to Time Warner Cable Arena in Charlotte, he had a hard time convincing the security guard to let him in. Kevin, I guess you could say he's broken the mold.
And broken new ground, too, D.A., thanks. And stolen by Booker. Pass to Whitehead. Here's Lopez. Finish off the break. Lopez has got his third basket of the night.
Now, I tell you what, they won't be down for long if they can get some more early offense like that.
And out of bounds as Brooklyn gains possession. With a break in the action, time for a rundown now of the most accurate shooters at small forward over the last 10 games. Well, you look at Antetokounmpo, leading the league in field goal percentage. He always gets good looks. And, of course, Rondé Hollis-Jefferson.
And that tells you about their ability to slash through the defense and get to the hoop effectively. I mean, because you have to be getting a lot of layups to have that kind of a percentage.
That's accurate, but you can't do what they've done without a superb outside shot as well. I mean, that's not a problem for this group. They certainly can drain the jump shot.
Here's Dellavedova after the basket by Brooklyn. Kicks it to Henson. Middleton for three. And Lopez pulls it down. Lopez has got 3 rebounds so far in the game.
You know, he might not be the fastest or the most explosive guy, but I really like the soft hands and the excellent footwork of Lopez, because those two things you can't teach, really.
Tries again. And that's basket number 4. He's taken 9 shots to this point.
Now, they've done a great job of getting into the middle of that defense and scoring in the paint.
And that's why they're on this run. You get that close to the hoop, and it's a lot easier to make shots.
Oh, here's Parker. He's coming off a 22-point game against Cleveland.
And also defensively, he was really aggressive. I mean, matter of fact, he had 4 steals over the course of that game.
Lopez can put on a low-post clinic, can he, guys? Not many big men with that kind of size and savvy to slow him down.
And I would even add, guys, not just the size and savvy, but the skill. I mean, this guy knows exactly what he's doing and has a tremendous shooting touch. And that's what makes him so potent as a back-to-the-basket and face-up center.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, that's the message they were sending with that foul. Nothing easy inside.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one drops. And you look at when the Nets moved to Brooklyn, they did a big rebrand along with the relocation. Sleek, black and white jerseys. They're definitely the team of a younger crowd in New York.
Yeah, you can certainly see the lines being drawn and the separation there in the Big Apple. I mean, the older crowd remains loyal to the Knicks, but the transplants to the city and the younger fans kind of gravitating towards the Nets. It's an interesting dynamic for somebody looking at it from the outside in.
Now here is Dellavedova. He's coming off a 10-point game against Cleveland. Parker with a clean look. Goes back up. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
Man, that was a remarkable pump fake from Antetokounmpo. I mean, he's really good at selling that shot fake.
And when you look at Giannis Antetokounmpo play the one area that he continues to work on, well, it's his shot from range.
Yeah.
He's been given the green light to shoot from beyond the arc, but still needs to develop consistency.
And just thinking about him becoming a proficient three-point shooter, guys, is scary, because then he'll really be hard to deal with. Giannis and his coaches have talked about how important it is to be a threat from deep at the point guard position in this modern NBA where the 3 ball is so critical to offensive spacing. It's something he's been focusing on, and sooner or later, I think all of his hard work is going to pay off in a big way. You know, one thing with the Nets, they'll always be able to spend in free agency. Pretty deep pockets of the owner make that available and happen. Part of that is because the arena is already a huge success, too.
Here's Whitehead. 5 points in the game. He kicks it to Lopez. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Whitehead passes to Booker. The wide open look here for Lopez, but they recover it. To the inside. A second chance effort. No good from Booker.
He's always going to have a difficult time finishing when the defense is in his face like that.
And the success of Barclays Arena can't be undersold. An absolutely gorgeous venue for any event. Let's have a great home here in Brooklyn.
And you know, with the revenue they bring in, the Nets, I think, will be in play for as many free agents as their cap can hold. Couple that with the allure of playing in New York and Brooklyn, I think will be in good hands in terms of landing talent as long as they stay here.
And it's Foy missing.
And you saw how quick the defense was. They were ready for him. They got the hand in the face there and made that much more difficult.
Yeah, and every team needs that kind of rugged interior defense because you want to try to distract your opponents when they get inside, and you also want to make them uncomfortable in their shot attempts.
Now here's Middleton. 20 points for him last game against Cleveland.
Yeah, and he also did a great job on the backboard, Kev. That also was a factor.
Now 4. After Chris Middleton missed from long range. Lopez, a screen on Antetokounmpo. Lopez passes to Whitehead. He feeds it to Foy. He dishes it to Booker. Fires the 3. A three-pointer is right on target. Booker's got his first 3 points of the game.
And not the tightest D right there. And he's going to punish you if you give him that much space. That three-point shot is his bread and butter.
Now here's Parker. He has 6. Here's Dellavedova, and the layup is good.
And defensively, they're on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
Here's Whitehead. He has 5. They set the pick. Now, here is Foy. Booker up top. Here's Lopez. Another shot. And he lays it up and in. Lopez has got it all tied up now for the Nets.
Yeah, bully balling his way to the rack that time. Lopez with a great second effort.
And Milwaukee calls their first time out of the game. Last time they met was in Milwaukee.
Their last game against this squad, they won out thanks to some big contributions from the bench.
A total team effort. And I think the starters enjoyed a chance to be able to step back and relax and enjoy how the bench played.
And the Bucks making a change here. Beasley's checked in. Milwaukee's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second.
Who's watching here?
Dellavedova kicks to Beasley. Middleton outside. Back to Beasley. Over in the corner, Dellavedova. From the baseline. And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. And the foul goes against Brooklyn. He'll take his 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the game right here.
And this season, he's maintained very good form at the line, shooting at about an 83% clip.
You know, guys, that's not quite the same success rate he had at the line last year, although it is somewhat in the neighborhood of last year's numbers.
And a new group in for the Nets. Hamilton's checked in for Lopez. Andrew Nicholson comes in for Booker. Archie Goodwin, he's checked in for Rondé Hollis-Jefferson. And it's LeVert in for Whitehead. That one falls, so he hits both of them.
And clearly the Bucks, one of the more youthful teams in the league. The players they plan to build around have a few years before they're even in their mid-20s, so a bright future. I mean, their youth can be good and bad. It kind of cuts both ways during the season.
Here's LeVert looking for his first basket still in this one. That's out of bounds. Brooklyn will retain possession. Here's Kilpatrick. And out of bounds as the Bucks gain possession. And let's take a look at the playmaking here. This chart with the assist totals split between the front court and the back court tonight for the Bucks.
And their big men have taken an active role here as far as distribution is concerned. When you can see over the defense, a lot of times you have an angle to create a pass that might not be there for a smaller man.
The Bucks have gone 3 of 8 from the field since the beginning of the second quarter. Dellavedova dishes to Beasley. And Antetokounmpo slams it in.
And he's an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
He is, and he picks the simple one-hand stuff to get the 2 points.
Hey, guys, I know I'm stating the obvious here, but those could be an important 2 points considering how close this game is.
Oh, man, you know he'd love to have that one over.
Bucks leading by 4 to the paint. Here's Henson. Nice ball movement by Milwaukee. And it's out of bounds to the Bucks as Milwaukee retains possession.
And really no choice but to lunge for that pass to make sure it didn't get through.
Yeah, and that was important. Probably would have been a quick 2 points if he doesn't get a hand on it and knock it out of bounds.
And it's Dellavedova missing. Brooklyn's gotten into trouble with the 3 ball in the second quarter. Only hitting 1 of 5 attempts. Yep, that one goes in there. Goodwin's got his first points of the night.
That's a precision shot. You've got to be precise. No room for error on the floater.
Dellavedova, the pass to Henson. Back to Dellavedova, 13 feet away. Count it, his second make in 4 attempts.
And started hot, and he's only gotten hotter.
Nets trail by 4. Out to the wing. The pass to LeVert. Down low. Here's Hamilton. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown so far for the Bucks.
Really some great drives to the basket here early on for these guys.
They've established their presence in the paint tonight. Also, a lot of their scoring to this point coming from down low.
And he makes the first.
You know, you look back over the Nets' history, and a lot of great players wore the jersey, but one that stands out to me is Drazen Petrovic. Didn't have a very long career in the NBA before his life was cut terribly short, but he was one of the best shooters ever to play.
Hamilton hits both of them. And Drazen Petrovic was truly a special player for both this Nets organization and all of the NBA, a hero among all Net fans.
And guys, he was one of the purest shooters ever, and certainly the best for the Nets franchise, in my opinion. You know, watching him in person, he was smart, he was tough, he had good size, and he was absolutely lethal. He made the open 3, but he also made challenge 3s. In some ways, you think about Petrovic and how he shot it, reminds you a little bit of the way Steph Curry shoots it today.
And Milwaukee has possession. After the basket by Brooklyn. In transition, here come the Nets. And that one is stuffed right through.
And that's up-tempo basketball at its best. So much easier to operate in the open court when a steal triggers the break.
Now a timeout called by Milwaukee.
And really just trying to take the wind out of their sails here, I think. You know, they're on the wrong end of a run and need to just kind of exhale.
Yeah, sometimes you just need to stop the bleeding. Things were starting to spiral completely out of control, and I think a timeout was a no-brainer there.
You look back on the history of the Bucks, and it's just so rich with some of the biggest names in NBA history. So many great names that got their start or played some great basketball one time or another for the Bucks.
Well, 2 of the biggest names in the history of the game. I mean, when you talk about Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and the Big O, Oscar Robertson, you don't get any bigger than those 2 names. You also have some of the great 2 guards that have played in this league, Ray Allen and Sidney Moncrief. You get the feeling that a few of the current players could end up being viewed as all-time great Bucks as well, particularly Giannis Antetokounmpo and Jabari Parker certainly have the ability to maybe get to that ring of honor in Milwaukee.
Here's Kilpatrick. Michael Beasley picking up that last basket.
And gotta like what they've been doing down low in the post.
I certainly do. You know, I like to see guys do their work inside. Their rebounding has been excellent, and that's always important in a close game.
Now here's Beasley. He's got 5. Pass to LeVert. Pass to Kilpatrick. 5 to shoot. Shot off the screen. The rebound by Brogdon.
He's been anything but his usual self this quarter. It's actually been ugly to see.
The feed to Beasley. To the middle. Here's Teletovic. And Teletovic throws it down.
Fundamentals, guys, using the one-hand slam.
Really makes the basics look pretty exceptional.
And Kevin, I'd suggest that he stay with those basics because we've got a tight one here tonight.
They're scoring boatloads of buckets. It's raining buckets from inside.
Well, the defensive rotations, Greg, have been a step slow, and it's really helped them get that ball inside time after time.
Here's Brogdon. Right now averaging about 5 points a game. Maker kicks to Teletovic. The baseline J. And it's another Milwaukee shot right there going in.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Purposeful passing it is, partner. Their last 10 points have all come off assists.
Brooklyn with the ball. There's the dish to Goodwin. Milwaukee with the rebound. Beasley's got his 3rd rebound tonight. The Bucks have gone 8 of 15 since we began the second quarter. Excellent shooting. Here's Maker. Hamilton with some nice D.
And that's the way you want to defend. Nice job there.
Always important to have that good interior defense.
.51 seconds left in the first half. Here's LeVert. And that misses. That would have put him up. Milwaukee in the lead. Snell kicks to Maker. No one near Teletovic as he lets it go. The three-pointer no good.
Not able to find it here in the second. He's off stride and off track just a bit after that one he had earlier.
Feeds it to Goodwin. There's the triple. Rebound Milwaukee. Beasley's got 4 rebounds in this game. Down low, here's Maker, and the dunk by Maker.
And guys, right now, the defense mentally not there. Can't afford too many of those in a close game like this.
Yeah, Jay, you're right. Almost a free run for him there.
Momentum can swing on plays like that, Kevin, especially when the finish has that much thunder on it. Fellas, that's exactly the job the big guy has to do for him. Contest every rebound.
And the first half comes to a conclusion in a game that has been very close so far. Bucks lead by 4. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Jason, a hard-fought first half. How do you assess the game so far?
We're going to need everybody. And the one thing we got to do is we can't settle. We got to keep attacking and get the ball in the paint.
Use that length to your advantage. Thanks, Jason. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, folks. Ernie Johnson here along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. We're going to break down all the action from the first half. It's Milwaukee with the advantage at the half. They are leading by 4. And let's go to Kenny. What'd you think of their first half?
Well, their reserves showed up tonight, not just on hustle plays, but in points. And that's what you got to do coming off the bench to maximize your minutes.
And over to the big fella, your thoughts on the Nets.
Well, the low turnovers really stood out to me. They didn't get loose with it or make silly passes. Nothing was forced. They had a nice flow to the offense. Guys knew where to be on the floor. That's the heads-up style of play they need to bring in the second half.
That concludes our halftime presentation. We now take you back to Kevin Harlan for the second half.
Welcome back as we get a beautiful aerial view of the Williamsburg Bridge connecting Manhattan and Brooklyn. Welcome back, everyone. The second half about to get underway, and it's been a close one so far. You have to like what we're seeing from Antetokounmpo.
The way he was able to attack the rim in that first half. Defenders are going to need to start building walls and being connected defensively if they want to have any chance to stop it.
Now, come on, Greg. That's much easier said than done when he's the penetrator. I mean, his speed and agility make him extremely tough to cover.
Setting the floor for the Bucks, the dynamite pair of Antetokounmpo and Parker at forward. Matthew Dellavedova is out there with Chris Middleton, and it's Henson in at the center position. Milwaukee leading by 4, down low, and the dunk by Parker.
Oh, I like the craftiness of Parker at finding ways to get into the lane, always looking to punch it down.
And everyone knows about Jabari Parker and how he has come back from a ACL knee injury he suffered as a rookie. The more time that passes from that ACL tear, the more explosive Parker looks on the floor, I think. Looks like he never, in fact, had any issues at all.
Yeah, that's a great point and a good observation. And I think his explosiveness has surprised a lot of people. This is a guy that's got power, going to the basket, and can finish through contact. And, man, he's a guy that I think is going to be a big-time scorer for a long time.
Nets trail by 6. Foy dishes to Booker. To the paint. Here's Lopez on the money from 12 feet away. Lopez has got 4 points now in the quarter.
It's really hard to bother Lopez on his jumpers. I mean, he's just so big, and he has a pretty high release point, too.
Dellavedova, that's good.
Well, I tell you what, I need to see some more assertiveness out of these defenders. They're not getting the job done.
That's a great point. 10 of the last 12 points they've allowed have come at the rim.
Now, here is Foy. 9 points in the game so far. And he lays it straight in. Foy's got 11 points.
That's 3 of 4 here to start the half.
Now Dellavedova. 12 points for him. Screened by Parker. The shot by Antetokounmpo. Nobody around, and it's good. Assisting on the play was Dellavedova.
They are on fire right now. That's 4 straight makes.
Here's Whitehead. He has 5. Dishes it to Lopez. Pass to Foy. Shot clock at 6. For the 3. Rebound, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Antetokounmpo's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Dellavedova, the pass to Henson. Hammers the alley-oop through.
Oh, and the lead gets bigger on a ridiculous offensive sequence.
That dunk alone would have been spectacular. Never mind it coming at the end of an alley-oop.
Well, I tell you what, they've got this team just a step away from being completely asleep.
And they hold a huge advantage on the backboard.
Greg, and that's been the key to this lead. I mean, they've really dominated the glass.
Knocks it loose. In transition, here come the Nets. Hollis Jefferson passes to Foy. That one falls. Foy's got 4 points in the quarter.
Really, it's a thing of beauty to watch Hollis Jefferson move the ball like that. I mean, he's a team-oriented guy who looks to make the pass as much as possible.
Now here is Dellavedova. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the third quarter. Here's Whitehead. Lopez a screen. On the wing, Booker. From about 19 feet. And Henson pulls it down. Henson's got rebound number 10 tonight with that last one. Parker kicks to Dellavedova. Down low. Here's Henson. Here's Parker. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. One thing you have to love about Jabari Parker is the level of competitiveness he brings to the court. He is always putting in the extra time at the gym, trying to lead by example on his team. You know, there's just an air, guys, of maturity around this player that you don't see from players his age in this league.
Yeah, well said, Kevin. And I think he brought some of those attributes of maturity and work ethic to the table. But I think his injury enhanced those attributes. And anytime the game is taken away due to injury and you get a chance to get back, I think there's a greater hunger and appreciation. Just to get on the floor, he had to work extremely hard. So I don't think he takes that for granted now. While it was a setback, I think it also was a launching pad for what I think is going to be an all-star career.
He's off on the second. And last season, Jason Kidd had to have hip surgery, which caused him to miss a large portion of the season. Casual fans might think, why can't he just sit and coach? But there's a physical toll to coaching, as we all know.
Absolutely there is, guys. I mean, constant moving, the traveling, engaging in practice, film watching, which requires a lot of sitting. I mean, coaching an NBA team is very stressful and demanding. And hip surgery, any type of surgery for that matter, can definitely have an impact on your ability to perform as a coach. I'm actually glad to see Jason Kidd fully recovered and back to coaching his team.
And John Henson with the slam.
Chemistry at its best. An unreal alley-oop.
You're right. The pass, the catch, the dunk, all of it perfect.
And it all had to be, Kevin, because that's not nearly as easy as they made it appear.
That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
Dellavedova dishes to Henson. There's the screen. Kicks it to Antetokounmpo. And it's another Milwaukee shot right there going in.
An even stronger second half. Tremendous efficiency at the offensive end of the floor.
Yeah, they're in a nice zone right now, and that basket looks, you know, it can handle 2 balls at once. It looks like now it could probably, for them, handle 3 or 4 balls at once as well as they're shooting.
When you think of the great scorers in this NBA, sometimes Brook Lopez goes overlooked, but he's about as good as it gets on that low block.
Oh, no question about it, guys, especially when you consider his shooting touch, back to the basket or facing. I mean, he can hurt you, and when it comes to putting the ball in the hoop, he may very well be the most complete center in the league in that category when you talk about post-ups, jump shots, and free throws.
First one falls for him.
Well, Lopez has been great. 8 rebounds, and he's stolen the ball 4 times.
He's just been impossible to contain. He's been unreal in this game.
Utterly fantastic is how I would categorize that performance, Greg.
Milwaukee making a switch here. Snell's checked in. He hits both from the stripe.
Well done again. He doesn't have the same problems at the line that plague some of the NBA's other big men.
Dellavedova, the pass to Snell. Dellavedova kicks to Antetokounmpo. Will not go. This is off the front iron. Nets trail by 6. The pass to 4. Here's Whitehead. He's got 7. On the wing, Booker. Lopez outside. Off target from 3-point range.
You know, 9 times out of 10, he's going to knock that one down. He'll spray that one on you.
Screened by Parker. 3-pointers. Snell. And no good. And Brooklyn will now go the other way with it. No one near Henson as he lets it go.
Out of bounds.
And so the ball out of bounds. Henson touched it last. And a look at the locations on the floor where he's been shooting the ball.
And looking at this shot chart, you can't help but feel that this entire team has played passively on offense. There has been little to nothing going on at the rim or in the paint for that matter. And when you don't attack the defense and put pressure on them down low, you are making life far too easy on them.
Lopez a screen. Here's Whitehead. He kicks to Lopez. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. While we can, let's have a peek at the league's top foul shooting teams over the course of the last month. In 4th, the Bucks.
Kevin, I'm absolutely amazed. I mean, their production at the line has been spectacular. I mean, it's been unbelievable. Well done by these guys of late.
And he can't get the first one.
Up around 80% for his career, Lopez more than comfortable earning his points at the charity stripe.
Big group substitution here for Milwaukee. Akers checked in for John Henson. Beasley comes in for Parker. Mirza Teletovic is checked in for Antetokounmpo. And Brogdon subbed in for Matthew Dellavedova.
And not a single free throw attempt in that first half, but he has been far more active since the break and drawn some fouls.
Here's Brogdon. Beasley right side. Brogdon the pass to Snell. Milwaukee, no good that time either. Nets trail by 5. Knocked away. That's out of bounds. Brooklyn will retain possession.
You know, the last few weeks, you see how Brooklyn stacks up here. 10th in blocks, 12th in steals, and they're in the top half of the league in fewest turnovers. When you can be in that company, you're giving yourself a chance to be a winning team.
And going back to their block shots, they're fearless, challenging shooters and contesting everything. You end up on a few posters, but I love that willingness to take a stand defensively.
Here's Kilpatrick.
Who's got ball?
He dishes it to Lopez. Rebound collected by Snell. Bucks leading by 5. He feeds it to Teletovic. Fires from 18. Nicholson grabs the board. The Nets have gotten 6 of their 12 shots to drop for him here in the second half so far. Fast break, Milwaukee. There's the steal. To the inside. Kilpatrick got a hand on it, and they get it back.
And you know what? He's just not on his game, no doubt about it. Their deficit isn't totally on him, but he has not been an asset for his team.
Here's Snell, still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Lopez a screen. Goodwin kicks to Nicholson. And again, no good by Brooklyn. Milwaukee's gone 1 of 4 in three-point shots here in the third. Here's Teletovic. That's another one for him. His 5th in just 7 shots.
And just a step ahead of the D in that possession there, making the pass. Nice assist.
And here is Goodwin. To the paint. Lets it go from 11. And it's Kilpatrick missing.
And they continue to control the glass.
Guys, I think they've simply been the more physical team, and that's why they're ahead.
Now here's Beasley. And fouled as he went up to the dunk. Good aggressive move, and he'll shoot 2.
All stops the dunk there. The best outcome in a bad situation.
You know, you don't like to foul, but if the alternative is giving up a dunk, it's an easy choice to make. I think it sets a tone for your defense around the rim. Make them earn it.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The first free throw is good. Justin Hamilton, he's checked in for Brook Lopez. Both shots good from the stripe. Now a timeout called by Brooklyn.
Yeah, it's got to be concerned with all the missed shots here. And every team goes through cold streaks. You just got to figure out a way to stay productive.
And the best way to do that when you're missing shots is to get to the foul line. Be aggressive, get to the foul line, and knock down some of those freebies, and the tide can turn for you.
And he clearly doesn't like what's going on out there right now.
Would you? I mean, how could he like what's happening? Really had to take a time out there and try to figure out a way to derail their momentum.
Nets trail by 11. Pass to Kilpatrick. Hamilton with a screen on Beasley. Nicholson kicks to Goodwin. And Milwaukee gets called for the foul. There's the pick. Pass to LeVert. Fires the three. The rebound by the Bucks. Brogdon's got his third rebound on the night.
Physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. That plus 10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
Yeah, not to mention what it says on the scoreboard. They're really pushing them around. Straight bully ball.
It's deflected.
You know what? He's just stone cold right now. Really not sure if he's their best option offensively as they try to get back in this game.
Maker dishes to Snell. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
No, I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Yeah, if you're going to foul, then make sure that you don't give a chance for the and one.
And let's take a moment, guys, to get your take on the scoring so far for the Bucks.
Guys, the passing we've seen from them has been tremendous. Very unselfish.
Yeah, and the other thing that they've done well is they've really attacked the gaps of the defense with quick, decisive drives down the lane.
And the first one drops. And so Snell nails both of them. Nets trail by 15. Here's LeVert. Now the feed to Goodwin. And the Nets miss again.
And, you know, you can feel the desperation right now. They're starting to lose their composure offensively.
Yeah, it's palpable, Greg. I mean, clearly you can see the frustration. And it's understandable. I mean, right now they're on the wrong side of a big run.
Now here is Hamilton. 10 points for him. Off target from the wing.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Yeah, rebounding has been a big key in this one, Greg. They've asserted their will and have taken control on the glass.
Here's Brogdon. He has 6. 5 on the clock. Little turnaround. That one good for 2. Brogdon's got 8.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
And it's Goodwin missing. Milwaukee leading by 17. The dish to Teletovic. To the inside. Maker with the ball. Working on Nicholson. Goodwin with the steal. Passes to LeVert. Buries it down low. LeVert's got his second bucket of the night. Milwaukee's gone 1 of 4 in three-point shots here in the third. Feeds it to Snell. At the top of the key, Maker. To the left side wing. Snell, no good. Nets trail by 15. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Dishes to Beasley. It's hauled in by Goodwin. Brooklyn's gotten off to a very slow start from three-point range in the second half. They're 0 for 4.
Wow, the floor just really opened up for him on that possession.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for good offense, but that was just a terrible reaction from the defense.
Here's Brogdon. 8 points for him. Kicks to Maker. With 1 on the clock. Got it off in time, but it's no good. And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. The Bucks on top. They finish off the third quarter on a 12-4 run. And do not go away, as we'll be back in just a few moments with the start of our fourth quarter coming up next. And we're rolling here again with the fourth quarter. Might not come down to the wire, but you never know. Bucks leading by 13. Whitehead out there with Foy. Then there's Trevor Booker. Then it's Brook Lopez. And it's Hollis Jefferson in at the 3, the small forward. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. Parker's shot is off. And for Brooklyn, they're shooting at 36% on the night. They've got to step it up offensively. To the middle. Puts it up. And Parker with the block.
Absurd bounce ability displayed by Parker. I mean, he uses it so well on defense. It's not just the leaping ability, but the timing as well.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
Clearly a foul. I mean, didn't give him any choice but to blow the whistle. I mean, you got to play without fouling.
Shooting for Brooklyn, Trevor Booker. 2 shots.
First free throw is good. Both free throws good from Booker. Bucks leading by 11. Dellavedova with the ball. The pass to Henson. Back to Dellavedova. Up and in on the layup.
It really does make the game easy for your teammates when you can lead them to the rim that well with the pass.
Here's Whitehead, defended by Dellavedova. Pass to Lopez. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Lopez has got 21.
These are the games that you love from Lopez. He's looking fantastic out there.
Henson with the screen. Here's Antetokounmpo, and that one comes up a bit short.
Not pretty. You've just got to shake off a miss like that.
Whitehead passes to Lopez, and he trims the lead to single digits. He's got 23.
No doubt about it. He has done a ton to help his team, but he's going to have to do even more if they want to have a chance to get back in this.
Now here is Dellavedova. Here's Middleton. Buries the easy one.
Man, I tell you what, Middleton does a nice job using his length inside. You know, when he gets in a good spot, he's a high percentage shooter from there.
Shots good by Whitehead.
And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
Now here is Dellavedova. Henson with the screen. And it's sent back by Lopez. And they'll keep possession. Stolen by Middleton. Here's Henson. And John Henson with the slam.
How about the court vision of Middleton? Just so good at finding the open man.
We're in the fourth quarter here, just under 2.5 minutes gone. Whitehead passes to Foy. Floats one, and he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up.
Yeah, the defender all over him.
Greg, he got him good there. I mean, that's why the shot was so far off.
Shooting for Brooklyn, Trevor Booker. At the line for 2.
That one is off. And he sinks the second. A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth quarter. Dellavedova kicks to Henson. Parker dishes to Henson. Back to Parker. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Looking at the game for Parker. 9 points and a block.
Free throw good by Parker.
Put it simply, Parker is an outstanding player. I mean, somebody who puts the team ahead of himself, and all this guy wants to do is W-I-N.
And Parker drops them both. Nets trail by 12. Timeout called the Nets.
Start it.
You have to like what we're seeing from Antetokounmpo.
They don't seem to have any answers for him. They need to review their game plan and look for a way to cool him off.
All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, during that last break, I heard Kenny Atkinson talking with his team. He does not think they're giving him everything. He said they've been faster to us all night. Loose balls, rebounds, everything. We got to wake up. It's slipping away, and we're letting it happen. We got to seize this game. We'll see if he lit a fire under him, guys.
Thank you, David. Here's Hollis Jefferson. Now 4. Lopez outside. Just 4 to shoot. No good with the triple.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And what I like about it, Greg, it's been a physical brand of basketball. It's had a little sandpaper element to it. Gritty and rough. But that's how you win games.
Just not there from a rhythm standpoint right now. It's really eluding him.
Foy with it. He's picked up by Parker. Corner shot. And with that, the Bucks lead is cut down to 10 on the bucket from Lopez.
Lopez is really dangerous as a shooter if you give him space to catch and then shoot.
Bucks have gone 3 of 8 here in the fourth quarter. Screen by Parker. Antetokounmpo kicks to Parker. He dishes it to Dellavedova. And they're moving it up. Booker, with no one around, drills the three-pointer. Booker's got 6 here in this quarter.
Savvy move to pull up from three-point range on the break there. When you can shoot it like he can, if you've got it, take it.
Henson the pass to Dellavedova. Whoops, anticipated the pass. Turnover. Ball's knocked loose. Pass to Booker. Passes it to Whitehead. Those 3-pointers off the mark. Bucks leading by 7. Dellavedova kicks to Parker. Baseline J on the way. And out of bounds is Brooklyn gains possession. The Nets have gone 5 for 9 from the field in the final quarter so far. Now, here is Foy. Tight defense on him. The wing jumper off target. Middleton on the wing. The Bucks working the ball around. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot 2.
You know, one of the hardest things to do is to live up to the word potential when it's thrown around the player for so long. That was certainly the case with Antetokounmpo for most of his career. I mean, he's lived up to the hype and is realizing everything that fans hoped he would become when he first started his journey in the NBA.
That's good from Antetokounmpo. As you said, potential can be a curse at times. So many players fizzle out after flashing moments of greatness. Giannis is living up to the hype.
Yeah, and I think you've got to give his coaching staff a lot of credit for that because they've been believers in Antetokounmpo throughout his career, and that helps, especially with a young player. They've brought him along, I think, at just the right pace. Took some time to figure out how best to use such a unique talent with his size, but I think he's got a great upside and will be a real force for years to come.
Here's Dellavedova following the basket by Brook Lopez. Picked him clean. And And here we go. Brooklyn fast break.
Defense turning into offense. Hollis Jefferson doing what he does best.
Makes that one his 6th of the night. Shooting a very healthy 6 for 9.
His shooting has been outstanding here. Definitely one of the reasons they're up in this game.
Out of bounds. Milwaukee takes possession. Bucks leading by 6. And here is Dellavedova. Henson with the screen. Dellavedova dishes to Henson. Brooklyn with the rebound. Here's Foy. And it's off from three-point range. Parker passes to Middleton.
Come to me.
Rebounded by the Nets. Booker's got 9 rebounds in the game. Getting it done. Foy with it. Lopez left side. And he banks in the layup. Lopez has got 10 points in the quarter.
Loose D here. Critical stretch. I mean, you better off sending him to the free throw lines than to have him get that good a look.
Well, you know, looking at the play the way I looked at it, heck, he may have been thinking about avoiding the and one, and that's why he let him get the easy deuce.
You know, that's hard to explain that play. I mean, I guess he thought he had more room than he did.
Nicholson's checked in for the Nets. Bucks leading by 4. Dellavedova kicks to Parker. He feeds it to Antetokounmpo. Kept alive. Here's Henson. No stopping him there. Jams it in as he's fouled. A chance now for a 3-point play. That's on Brook Lopez.
Looking at the numbers for John Henson, he's got 15 rebounds, and the assist numbers, tremendous.
His court vision is on par with anybody. I mean, he could not pass the ball any better than he is right now.
And Matthew Dellavedova is going to pick up the foul. That's his 4th foul of the contest.
And that's his 4th, and no doubt he would have liked to have not gotten it this soon.
Randy Foy is on the way. Defended by Middleton. Yep, it goes in, and the Milwaukee lead is cut down now to just 5 on the basket from Nicholson. So it's the Bucks now. Dellavedova dishes to Henson. Back to Dellavedova. Nicholson grabs the board. Nicholson's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Inside, here's Lopez. And Henson pulls it down. Henson's got rebound number 15 here tonight. Outside, Antetokounmpo. Poked away, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Antetokounmpo.
Well, he just didn't make the catch, didn't look the ball into his hands. He must have thought the ball was going somewhere else.
Nets trail by 5. Here's Whitehead. Lopez a screen. A floater. And the layup's good off the glass. Lopez has got 31.
Despite the play of the team, I think he's had an outstanding game. He's really done well here.
Dellavedova kicks to Parker. Boliner. Oh, that's blocked. Stolen by Dellavedova. Oh, and here we go. Antetokounmpo. Nobody back. And Antetokounmpo slams it in.
You know, feeling very comfortable taking a big shot when his team needs it. That's a sign of how Antetokounmpo has matured recently.
Here's Whitehead. He kicks it to Nicholson. And there's the feed to Foy. 6 to shoot. Whitehead passes to Nicholson. And Henson pulls it down. Henson's got his 16th rebound on the night. Middleton powered down after the assist, let him into the lane.
You know, even though Antetokounmpo is a bigger guy, longer guy, he handles and passes like a point guard. I mean, he's always on the lookout for how he can set up his teammates for good shots.
And with that, the Bucks lead is cut down to 5 on the bucket from Lopez. The Bucks shooting pretty good tonight at 48%. Dellavedova kicks to Antetokounmpo. And the slam dunk by Antetokounmpo.
There are just a lot of ways in which Antetokounmpo scores the ball. I mean, he's a terrific penetrator, plays downhill. He's a consistent and reliable shooter. And he's a guy that doesn't settle for bad shots. He's very locked into taking good shots.
At the line for your Nets, Brook Lopez. At the line for 2.
Gets the first, and that trims the lead to 6. And he is unable to get the second one.
Not nearly as productive a trip to the line as he'd have liked. They need all their free throws to go down at this point.
He muscles it in through the contact, and they call the foul. He's on his way to the free throw line.
Really like the energy that Middleton plays with, especially on the boards where it gets very physical. Look at what Middleton has done so far. He has 8 points, and he's done a good job distributing the ball as well.
And you can't really place a value on what that means to a team. His passing has really helped their cause.
Here's Whitehead. There's the dish to Lopez. And there's the pass to Whitehead. Nicholson kicks to Foy. Shot clock at 6. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Feeds to Lopez. And again, it's the Nets missing.
And that's a well-contested shot.
Well, we've seen him before. He does not allow you to just get easy baskets. He's always going to make you work for it.
Foy, the pass to Whitehead. This is to Lopez. And shot on the way. Doesn't go for him. And Milwaukee the other way now. 17 points was their biggest margin. Parker dishes to Antetokounmpo. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
And Antetokounmpo, also known as the Greek Freak. Matter of fact, I'd love to just call him the Greek Freak if I could. Is a matchup issue for any defense. I mean, he's a guy who literally and really can play any position on the floor.
2 shots.
And he cannot get the first one to drop. Tough one to miss. And Brooklyn making a change here. Booker's checked in. And he does get the second one. And that'll push the lead to double digits. Timeout called the Nets. They're trailing by 10. 50 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Kicks it to 4. This one for 3. And Henson pulls it down. It's stolen by Foy. In transition, here come the Nets. Takes it from 10. Shots good by Whitehead. 34 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Here's Milwaukee now. 8-point game.
Well, if it wasn't out of reach, it is now, thanks to that last little spurt.
And why put the brakes on now? I just say keep on letting it fly.
Now a timeout called by Brooklyn. They're trailing by 10. We've got 28 seconds left to play here in the fourth. There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock.
And he has slipped into a funk. You can see the confidence is shaken.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, he's very much deflated. The basket looks a lot smaller to him at this point, and the only way you can get out of it is to work yourself out of it.
Brooklyn. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Taking 2 shots.
The first one falls. Both free throws good from Booker. Here's Brogdon. Pass to Maker. Here's Brogdon. So no problem for Milwaukee as they get the win. And in the win, a comfortable win in what was, I think, a pretty hostile environment.
It really was. You know, it's never going to be easy on the road, but they didn't have too many problems with that tonight.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Alders, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. Now we'll go to the studio with the award-winning Ernie Johnson.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Thank you so much, Kevin. And with this one in the books, we're ready to present our Jordan Player of the Game, John Henson.
He took it upon himself to dominate the glass tonight, fellas, and that's exactly what he did. He finished with a grand total of 19 rebounds. With him out there working as hard as he was on the glass, his teammates had to fall in line.
He was up over about, let me check my stats here, over 50%. That right there, Ernie, that's rock solid. No matter how the defense came at him, he was ready for it, and it didn't even mess with the shot. It was a smooth touch. He had it going tonight, fellas.
That's going to do it for our broadcast tonight. We certainly hope you've enjoyed the show, don't we, guys?
It was great.
Yeah. Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, and for Kevin Harlan and the entire 2K Sports crew. All 653,000 of them.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Hard-working.
A lot of people.
Yeah. The long line at the buffet, though.
Yeah. Shout out to the T-Pose, man.
Oh,
yes. I don't know his name, but I know his face.
I'm Ernie Johnson. See you next time.